Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the capital of the Midwest Coast, Chicago, Illinois, USA. This is Scott Pollack, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago, reporting. Welcome to another edition of the Goldwater Report. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning us in. We appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, on the anniversary of the September 11th attacks upon the nation, I am opening this broadcast to give you notice that a series of editions for this program has been in the works now for 2 months. The research for the forthcoming broadcasts has been a continual effort for a much longer time. First off, this anchor desk has stayed off the air for many reasons. As a burgeoning news company, the integrity of the broadcast must remain intact. It can't get lost in pop culture journalism. For this anchor desk to merely regurgitate the bad information and propaganda we all see every day is to aid and abet the various journalism channels in TV, radio, and the internet, which this anchor desk is in high criticism of and opposition to. None of the companies any of us have come to know over our lives are serious companies of impeccable integrity. They're serious at making money, but that has nothing to do with serious understanding of what's going on in our country and serious news reporting. Therefore, the business of journalism is in a state of complete and total disrepair. The business of news is non-existent. The business of properly formatted, from a standpoint of legal knowledge, editorial is completely out of sync with everything regarding the citizenry of America and its relationship to their own legal reality. The only place I can comfortably say where the so-called Fourth Estate may reside in America presently is right here. The frequency of delivery is slow and deliberate. As you can see, since our last time on the air, nothing has changed. As an anchorman, and somebody who's watching all this stuff, again, I'm not going to regurgitate what I'm witnessing. Personally, ladies and gentlemen, I was in a state of bad information overload. As an objective professional of news medium broadcast, every day, in order to assess our state of affairs, I monitor, along with friends of mine, over 150 news feeds in our Twitter account, surf through dozens upon dozens of news outlets inside and outside of the United States, as well as monitor political partisans providing comment and political bias, which is especially active during this presidential election season beauty contest. The only thing I see in oversight of all of this is the projection of fear and despair. The other thing I see is complete and total ignorance of our legal reality prevailing here in America by the very same people in the journalism channels, both alternative and major media corporate conglomerate. So the good folks of our country, along with the ne'er-do-wells, have no place to get properly informed, unbiased political comment and properly formatted news. All journalism has devolved into nothing but political bias. There is nothing but political agenda in any of the reporting we're seeing. The catastrophic weather events are political. The murder reports are political. The celebrity reports are political, and now even sports reporting has devolved into being political. The liberals don't know what they're talking about. The conservatives don't know what they're talking about. The alternative quasi-libertarians don't know what they're talking about, and the continual lament about the social engineering that's being fomented from the very pinnacle of our society. The federal government does nothing to improve the situation or awaken people correctly to their correct legal reality. Social and opinion engineering in the propaganda is always ever present and the word of the day everywhere we look. Everyone we're watching is doing it. Everyone seems to have an axe to grind one way or to other. I could name scores of individuals in the so-called alternative journalism which has come to market that are partaking of spreading this fear and bad information. I am sure some of them who are on our email distribution would be shocked to see their name included. At this point in time, I can comfortably say most of the information they provide is utterly useless. Every once in a while, these personalities provide something of limited use, but for the most part are merely suffering from a mild form of narcissism, in my personal opinion. It's time for a new direction of the national conversation here in America. Everyone you're getting journalism product from is very confused. We here at the Critical Post are going to unobfuscate and or disambiguate the nature of your present discomfort. If the good people of this country do not understand their legal reality, none of what can be fixed will ever be repaired. I am telling our audience once again, turn it all off. Turn all of them off. Unless, of course, you're deriving some form of entertainment from it. No one I am watching understands the terms of our legal reality. Therefore, they can't inform you from anything but a perspective of ignorance. It doesn't mean they're stupid or uneducated. It does mean they think they already know what they're talking about, which is to say they're unaware of their own ignorance regarding our legal reality. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to become acquainted with your actual legal reality exclusively here at the Critical Post Chicago, coming to you from the capital of the Midwest Coast, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, as a result of all my activity on any given day and because of the nature of all of my employment, My daily contact with the public at large is quite extensive and allows me the privilege of having candid conversations with professionals from all natures of professions: legal, accounting, information technology, financial community professionals, medical professionals, insurance community professionals, water management professionals, steel professionals, petroleum professionals, many other types of highly educated people in ages ranging from the mid-20s to folks of my own age. When I engage these folks to assess what it is they think they understand about the federal government, our system of monetary exchange, and its legal basis or the nature of money itself, none of them have an accurate knowledge of what's taking place. When I watch the various alternative journalism channels that have found a bit of visibility and market for themselves on the internet, and in some cases on late night radio, none of them are speaking to the issues which need to be addressed by someone in the actual press who understands what's wrong with this federal picture. This anchor desk has no partisan bias. It is not political. I will not be voting in the forthcoming election because nothing will change dramatically one way or to other as a result of either federal candidate being put in place. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a legal reality that isn't understood. The population's use of the English language is not the same thing as actual legal language and is not spoken fluently by too many we're witnessing, but there is a difference. A very big difference. It's also what has everyone ensnarled in something they don't understand. It is the legal language that's written into United States Code, Uniform Commercial Code, and ongoing litigations of various natures that is at issue here. If you do not understand it, then one can't assess from any viewpoint, let alone from a legal perspective, why the country's leaders, with the aid of their lawyers, are acting in the manner we see daily on display. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, most lawyers in the country don't have the correct legal perspective about what is happening in America. They haven't performed the study to understand it. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, what is operating as a government today in America is not a constitutional Republican government. It is legally what can accurately be termed or described as a federal democracy. It's basically the very same thing that is happening in Europe. That's one of the reasons why we're awash in bureaucratic technocracies such as we are. It's why the federal presidential office has been acting in the manner we've all been watching for all of our lives. To put it another way, folks, what we have operating as a government is a bank masquerading as a constitutional Republican government. It's masquerading as a constitutional Republican government that provides public services in return for the tax dollars it confiscates from your paychecks. Is it constitutional? No, it is clearly not if you understand the legal perspective. Is it legal? Yes, it most certainly is. Did you ever agree to it? Yes, you have. However, how did all of this occur? When did you agree to it? And do you have a right not to agree to it? Ladies and gentlemen, you agreed by using Federal Reserve notes as your money or legal medium of exchange for goods and services. As for the second question, again, legally, you do have the right not to consent to it. You have the right not to consent to any of it. Now, how does that occur? Ladies and gentlemen, these and many other questions will be answered in all of the forthcoming broadcasts emanating from this anchor desk. This is not theory, ladies and gentlemen. It is rooted in legal fact. I repeat, legal fact. Legal facts are quite different from common facts. Legal facts determine your existence in this country. Common facts have no bearing on legal facts in many cases, and therein lies the difference. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to consume the journalism products at large everywhere you look, understand one thing. It has nothing to do with your legal reality. And until the members of the journalism press understand the nature of the problem, the church of the media will keep you and themselves in a state of perpetual confusion. The only news company anchor desk where there is no confusion from the legal reality perspective that we're currently aware of is the Critical Post, Chicago. And that's why this company is here. Again, this anchor desk will not participate in the confusion. Stay tuned. Again, this is Scott Pollack, Chief Editor of the Critical Post Chicago reporting. Thanks again for watching another Goldwater Report. We'll be back as soon as possible with the rest of the composition of the broadcasts first mentioned and the studies that have been performed. That is all.